Well, my name is Cathy Galvin. I'm the editor of Reid, which is an anthology of new writing for Waterstones. Reid came to me as a concept because it seems to me that we live in such an incredible time right now. We are uncertain about our future. We've been through economic and political highs and lows this year. We've had all the glory of the Diamond Jubilee and the Olympics. But at the same time, we really aren't sure where we're going next. We're not sure about work. We're uncertain about, to a certain degree, our identity now. And the concept of Reid comes out of red, white and blue, really, who we are. But more broadly, in trying to commission poetry and polemical essays and short stories, it needed a connecting thread. And I think that thread is to do with passion, fear, danger, and all of those things are somehow conveyed in that particular colour. It's also about remembrance, because this anthology appears in November. One of the essays is by Max Hastings, the historian and journalist, and it looks at what he regards as the death of our army now. So again, you had another poppyish red colour, a vibrancy there. Other people have talked about passion and about love. Christopher Reid's poetry in particular is very erotic, and he plays with the colour red, cherry red, and that works incredibly well. So as a connecting thread, in a very complicated time, Reid just seemed to do it all. A lot of what's important about 2012 and a lot that's been a focus for reflection and change has, of course, been the Olympics. That's been the key event. And culturally, I guess it could be argued that Danny Boyle's opening ceremony film, which was flawed but brilliant, and also, again, offered up a sense of who we are, and our history and our legacy, all of that and the celebration of it has made us think about who we are and where we're going. So the delight of Reid is that we've been able to invite so many brilliant British writers to do something similar. I think the overall effect has a similar kind of pattern. There's brilliant writing in this anthology. Some of the connective links may be flawed, but put it together collectively and it's offering up a vision of where we might go next, and some of our concerns, as well as our sort of celebrations, some of our concerns about who we are. But the collective feel of it is just a joy to be able to read such good work, really. In amongst these treats, there's a wonderful story, a new short story by Hanif Kureishi, which is about a woman who has fled Pakistan. Her husband has been killed by the Taliban, and she's settled in Paris with a new husband. But her view of Pakistan opens up an incredible insight into that society now, and also the impact of that on our own lives here. Paris could be London quite easily. It's a wonderful insight into the legacy of terrorism, really. There are also much lighter touches for people in this anthology. There are just beautiful stories about love by Victoria Hislop and Cecelia Ahern. And then there are very imaginative short stories by, for example, David Almond, who projects forward into really what is a post-apocalyptic world. It's essentially the dynamic between a father and son, but it also paints a portrait of what might come for us further down the line. There are some red, angry pieces as well. Suzanne Moore, the journalist, writes a very angry piece about the demise of feminism and why women need to wake up politically to what's going on around us. Will Self also attacks the literary establishment. He argues that since George Orwell, there hasn't been a writer who's been able to communicate with the people, if you like, and actually reflect back a true vision of where we stand politically. So his is also a very interesting piece. And the range is incredible. There's wonderful poetry too. And I think that's important, just to offer people some taste of the incredible poetry being written in this country right now. Christopher Reid, I've mentioned. His poetry is very erotic. There are two pieces by David Harsent and Alice Oswald, which are quite shocking, but do say something about our state of mind, I suppose, right now. And then just gentle, lyrical reflections on childhood from Andrew Motion as well.